Templars. You requested my presence. Face to face.
To be clear, it was not a request.
I am not sure what else needs to be said, Custodian. We have barely a week before the enemy darkens these skies. You have gathered the wretches for the tithe. Now you will depart, and leave us to face the foe alone.
Within the hour.
Then what need have you of me? Do your protocols require you to look me in the eye as you deny our request for reinforcements?
I am here as the Emperor's voice to command you to obedience.
Istrad is within our protectorate. We will hold on to our ancient oath to watch over the sanctity of this world. We will fight here, and if need be, we will die here.
You will do none of these things. It is the will of the Emperor that we execute a firebreak around Segmentum Solon. A ring of lifeless worlds, forcing the High Fleets to seek biomass elsewhere.
No.
You will withdraw your chapter's forces from the surface of Istrad. You will break your oath to this planet and its people. And once your warriors are in orbit, you will commit exterminatus upon this world.
You cannot ask this of us.
I am asking nothing of you. I am conveying the will of the Emperor.
An oath, upheld for 3,000 years, the honor of our chapter.
We will suffer no threats to Terra, no matter the cost in blood, in life, or in honor. You heard the Emperor's command, Space Marine. You will obey it.
I will.
The galaxy once burned because of Space Marine pride. But he will do as he must. Nothing else matters. For now.
We now return to the Transformers.
Hey, Scream, look at these niggas coming in here like they big steppers.
What it do, big man?
What's happening, Brian?
Oh, ain't shit.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you niggas get 3 bricks and we're gonna run it back.
Long as it ain't like last time, I'm good.
Fuck you mean last time?
You know what I'm talking about, man. That motherfucker Scream over there. Nigga, you say my name one more fucking time. Man, you better put a leash on that puppy before I light his ass up. Yeah, okay, nasty boy. Don't let that big stepper shit go to your head. I'm a big stepper for real, cockroach. I'm gonna show you when I step on you, motherfucker. Now before I transform and colonize your fucking house. I'm talking my whole infestation, nigga. Yeah, get him, Brian. Nigga, I lay eggs all over that motherfucker. Nigga, I get in your fridge and lay eggs on your egg. Yeah, fuck you, Brian. Scream, I'm right here. I'm ready. Nigga, I stay ready.
Hey, you niggas be quiet. I gotta go to Prime Pool Party. The rest of you motherfuckers get back to work.
I thought you said this was a pool party, man. Where the bitches? Jazz, why you always running your fucking mouth? Nigga, I told my baby mama I had to work. I don't want to stand out here with a bunch of niggas in a fucking pool. I can't be around bitches right now. I'm trying to work it out with Kel. I just started back going to church, reading my Bible. I stopped drinking. I'm still gonna smoke my weed, but I stopped drinking. I don't give a fuck what you do. And speaking of Kim, I just saw that bitch. Don't ever speak on Kim in your life. Ever. Nah, nigga, you need to be trying to work it out with Quisha. She the one had your back since day one. She the real ride or die Prime. You a stupid motherfucker. You think just cause you turn into old dusty ass Porsche, that make you somebody. You ain't nobody, nigga. Stay the fuck out of our business. Good afternoon.
All right, Quisha, I had a long day. Go run my bath water.
I said good afternoon.
And I said, fuck your good afternoon, bath water. And after that, I want a back rub and some head. Come on.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
Hey, happy, what is today? What the fuck today is? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Hello, hello. Hello, one. Hello, all. God bless you all. May God bless you and keep you. Whatever deity you worship, may that deity bless you and keep you. Yes? All right. All right. All right. Yes, please hit the like button. Por favor. Gracias. A robot asking. A robot asking for. You know what? I never thought about that. You're right. You're right. You're right. Okay. 3 hours. And we're going to go through a whole swath of stuff. But like I said, we're not. I have one urban niggery topic today. That's it. I only have one urban niggery topic. That's it. Everything else is, I would think, safe, for non-urban topics. But let's go here first. I should have asked a question in the poll. Is dying in your 60s considered young? I'm asking for a reason. Is dying in your 60s considered young? I am of the ilk, if you die in your 60s, I think that's kind of young. Okay? I'm asking for a reason. So I want to bring up two. Yes, only one, sir. Listen. I can only deal with so much. That's early. Okay. I asked that for a reason. Because remember, we did the video on MTR's father, and MTR's father died at 66. I said that's fairly young. I said that's pretty young. And then shout out to Erica Williams, and she was like, no, that's not young. That's life. He was towards the end of the typical black male life expectancy. I'm like, no, not necessarily. So here, once again, if a black man dies in his 60s, to me, that's young. So the life expectancy of black men, it is 69.1 years. Okay. So, but there are mitigating factors. Okay. Health, socioeconomic disparities, right? So let's see here. Black men varies widely by geography, ranging from as low as 61.3 years in West Virginia to 76 years in Rhode Island. I think most people would agree that a black man dying in their 60s is still kind of like, oh, that's a bit sudden. Yeah. Okay. While life expectancy at birth is lower, black men who survive into their 80s often experience a mortality crossover matching or slightly exceeding the remaining life expectancy of their white peers. Okay. Now, once again, black men 69.1, black women 76.5. But once again, there are a ton of mitigating factors when it comes to black men's affecting their lifespan. Okay. So typical suspects is prostate cancer. All right, black men are disproportionately affected by prostate cancer, have significantly higher mortality rates from it compared to other groups. Cardiovascular disease, high blood pressure, heart disease, strokes are leading contributors to premature death. Health disparities, structural barriers, lack of health insurance, and lower access to high quality primary care heavily influence these outcomes. Once again, it's not about MTR's dad. It's the fact that him dying at 66, I'm like, that's a bit young. That's a bit young. That's a bit young. It's not about him per se. So let's see. So AIAN people. Okay. American Indian and Alaskan Native, their life expectancy is 70 years. Black men or black people follow at 74 years. White people, 78.4 years. Hispanic people, 81.3 years. Asian people, 85.2 years. Interesting. 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 So, okay, this is white. So this is Asian. Okay, from 2019, it went from 85.6 down to 85.2. 2023. This here is Hispanic. Went down from 81.9 to 81.3. And we have white, 78.8 to 78.4. And then we have, so what version is this? Okay, white. Oh, okay, wait. That's Hispanic. That's white. And that's overall. Okay. Black folk actually dropped from 74.8 down to 74. And American Indian, Alaskan Native actually dropped from 71.8 to 70. Okay. And once again, there's a whole swath of mitigating factors when it comes to health and status, class, all the good stuff. Yes? Okay. So I think we all agree that black man died in his 60s is still like shocking. Any man that dies in his 60s is like, you know. And Claude Lemieux took his own life. This man won 3 Stanley Cups with 3 different teams. Claude Lemieux took his own life at the age of 60. Took his own life at age 60. Now, if that's not young, I don't know what is. So this was him. This was him not too long ago, y'all. Like, he just did all this. Like, he just ended his life. Like, he just did all this literally last week. Literally. So, yeah, man, he was found in the early hours Thursday in the warehouse of Andros' home. Let's see. Just 3 days after Lemieux made a high-profile public appearance in Montreal. That was 3 days ago, give or take. But he took his own life. Took his own life. 4 Stanley Cups. I'm sorry. 4 Stanley Cups for 3 different teams, if I remember correctly. Founded the family furniture business by his adult son at 3 a.m. after they became concerned he hadn't returned home. Wow. Okay. Don't know what that man was going through, but I hope he found respite, on the other side. But yeah, any man dying in their 60s is too young. I don't want to debate nobody on that. I don't care if it's 61 or 68. That's still too young in most people's eyes. Okay. Hey, kind of a downer. Since we're doing sports, did y'all catch the enhanced games? Listen, let me just say this about the enhanced games. Just because you take a bunch of steroids will not make you a super athlete. Okay? You have to remember the guys that are on the sauce that are like A1 world class athletes. That's a whole different conversation versus a regular Joe or had or never will be taking gear then competing. So I think this thing will become bigger. There's a lot of bugs they need to fix with this, but this could be a real thing. This could be a real thing. So if you're not aware, the Enhanced Games is basically a bunch of different sporting events where the athletes are allowed to, take copious amounts of hormones for 2 months. Now, you're not going to do anything in 2 months. I'm sorry. You need at least 6 months, 6 to 8 months, really a year in your system to really do some real major damage as far as physical feats in your sport. And on top of that, it would help to be somewhat of a world-class athlete. But a lot of these guys that are competing in these Enhanced Games were either never will be's, regular Joe Schmoes,
The Enhanced Games are here, and I'm going to show you behind the scenes of the coolest strength event potentially in the history of the world, and also what real athlete treatment looks like. You're going to follow me around.
Now, to be fair, these are not world-class athletes. These guys are not former Olympians. You got a couple D1 players here and there. Once again, 2 months on the sauce is not going to do anything. You need at least 6 months to a year, and train like an animal, and then you could kind of see some like, oh, okay, he's really doing something. Like when professional athletes get busted on steroids versus a regular Joe taking it's night and day. They're not even the same physical levels. You understand? But I like this idea. Matter of fact, everybody would pretty much agree the best era of baseball was what? The steroid era. The best baseball, or at least the most popular decade of baseball, was the steroid era. Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, Rafael Palmeiro, Jose Canseco, possibly Barry Bonds. Some of the best baseball played, period. Steroids does not help with hand-eye coordination. I don't give what no one says. They try to make arguments for it. The hardest sport to me to play is to swing a bat at a ball coming at you 95 miles an hour. Hand-eye coordination, you can't testosterone that shit into, you either have it or you don't. But let's continue.
Okay, let's get to it. So this is like athlete space. This is our recovery room. We have our physios, our massage, our osteopath. We've got the red lights. We should come in here. Come look. This guy has like sound immersion, vibration. You put the headphones on and chill out. And this is the recovery room where you can literally come in, have someone jump up and go, can I touch your, wherever. Whatever you were doing yesterday that was for after the contest. He had his finger up someone's ass, genuinely.
What?
Guy's ass. We got the hyper ice massage guns. We've got all of the electrical
They
stimulation.
got all the toys the big boys got. These are all the toys, all the NBA, MLB, NFL athletes. They got all the good stuff, all the toys.
And then just over here is buffet, where by a dietitian, breakfast, lunch, and dinner sorted for us. We've got low sodium option on the right for the weightlifters trying to cut weight. We've got normal options on the left, and breakfast, lunch, dinner, all sorted, all good. We're gonna head over and have breakfast with Ashley and Matt because I don't want to flood the athlete room with extra people. But this is athlete treatment. This is super cool and novel for us, novel for the weightlifters, novel for the swimmers. It's across the board, very, very cool. So let's go grab some breakfast. We've got a bunch of things to do today, and stick around. I'm gonna get in the pool and show you all the enhanced venue behind the scenes as well. It's super cool. Okay, back here, there's such a cool setup. Available 24/7. Good morning, guys. That's a little hint for what's to come. So on top of the coolest, most equipped hotel gym that we're gonna show you in a little bit, we've got this guy 24/7 available to us. All the lifting platforms, custom enhanced lifting platforms, custom enhanced lifting plates, and of course all the barbell squat racks, another treatment table that you need. And behind you is the freaking social media team. Literally do not stop working. Thanks, guys. You rock. Appreciate you. First is Dutch National Press. Second is interview with my friend Mark Bell. We're going to do those two things and then head down to the venue.
Okay. I like this. They need to fine tune, tweak some things, but this could be a real big deal. You can have former athletes from all walks of life, and they get 2 months to juice up, which is not really going to do anything, to be honest with you. You need at least 6 months, at the bare minimum 6 months. But I like this idea. I like this idea. Once again, a lot of these guys, not former world-class athletes, okay? I don't think there were too many world records broken, but nonetheless. And if you see the times they swam and they ran, those would not get you on the Olympic team. It just goes to show how big the gap is between a world-class athlete on steroids versus a regular Joe Schmo on steroids. Look at this, 11.25. That doesn't get you anywhere. College athletes would decimate you. D1 track girls and guys would decimate you with if you run an 11.25. What? The girls are running 10.8s, 10.7s.
Get lanes 3, 4, and 5 as your main ones.
But they're all juiced up.
Very much so. Look at lane 5. Wallace, very powerful runner.
Set. For the 100 meters, they're off. In lane 5, Shakoria Wallace comes up lame. Now in lane 3,
Oof.
it's Tristan Evelyn. Tristan Evelyn to the finish line.
Look, she ran 11.25. Flojo is sitting at 10.49. Okay, you see how big that gap is, and even your Shakaris and the Jamaicans, they're like 10.7, 10.6, 10.8. You don't even make it on the college team with 11.26.
Tristan Evelyn separated herself by the time they got to the middle of the
11.26. What is that?
Somebody who has completely
And you on the sauce? Like I said, I love this idea. I just need to be fine-tuned and tweaked a little bit.
It is time for the race that millions have been eagerly anticipating, and it's also time for the race that many have been dreading in some respects. It's time for the Enhanced Games, and it's time for the men's 100-meter dash, live from Las Vegas. For those of you that don't know, these Enhanced Games do allow for performance-enhancing drug use. In fact, it's the entire cornerstone of this competition. And in a recent clinical trial done just before these games, it was found that more than 90% of the athletes set to compete are in fact using these PEDs.
Okay. 42 athletes competing, 36 participated in the study, 34 out of 42 used PEDs. Okay. I like this idea. I think this thing can grow and become something, a different outlet for sporting events and fans, right? But once again, these are not world class athletes, okay? But let's continue. We'll go into something else.
Was expected, but either way, it does transform this event into reality. And
okay.
Tested, they found.
So 91% use testosterone, 79% use growth hormone, 62% use stimulants like Adderall, 50% use metabolic modulators, 41% use EPOs, 29% use anabolic steroids. That's the hard stuff. Anabolics. 5% use hormonal support therapies. That's your TRTs, testosterone replacement therapies. Okay.
Found everything from testosterone, human growth hormone to EPO, and many other substances. Suffice it to say, this is a very different event from anything that we have covered on this channel.
You can look at these guys and tell these are not has-beens. These guys are never will be's. Okay.
In the past, but for some, the transparency here about what the athletes are actually doing has been a refreshing change. Now, in this men's 100-meter dash, we have Clarence Munyai from South Africa, there's Emmanuel Matadi from Liberia, we have Marvin Bracey-Williams from the United States, there's Mike Bryan from Germany, Mohamedou Fall from France, we also have Reese Prescott from Great Britain, and then there is the athlete that many people have pointed to as the absolute favorite to take the win. It's Fred Curley from the United States, a two-time Olympic medalist in the 100, and he's also the 2022 world champion. This is a very, very tough.
Okay, we got a former somebody, and his fastest was what? Where did he run? His personal best. Now, have you ever heard of this guy? Some of you may have heard of him. 976 is his personal best. Personal. 976. Let's see where 976 stacks up. 958. Usain Bolt at a 958. Homeboy is at 976, and you're on something. Okay, so let's see what he ends up running.
A two-time Olympic medalist in the 100, and he's also the 2022 world champion. This is a very, very talented field assembled, and on top of the prize money that has a $250,000 payday for that athlete that finishes in first place.
That's dope. I like this. This can only get bigger. I like this. I like what they have a really good idea here. You just need to fine tune and tweak it some parts here.
There's also a huge bonus of $1 million for anyone that breaks a world record, and specifically in the men's 100, there's been a lot of talk about the athletes that are possibly destined to break Usain Bolt's world record. Now, in a recent interview discussing this 100 world record, which still stands at 9.58 from 2009 by Usain Bolt, Fred Curley went on record saying that it's going to be destroyed. And when asked how fast someone will be going at the enhanced games, he only said fast.
And it won't count because you're enhanced, so no one's going to respect the record. Okay, if that's the case, we should give Ben Johnson a pass. What was Ben Johnson's record before getting popped? Ben Johnson. Personal best. What was his personal best before he got popped? 995. Ratified. Okay. Ratified. So, okay. On the sauce, he was 979. Okay? On the sauce in 88, he was 979. And he ran a 983. Okay? But when they changed it, 995. Interesting. Let's go.
For pretty much all of 2026, and much of 2025 as well, Curley has constantly been saying that Bolt's record is in fact set to fall, and he's even made remarks that a 9.4 could be incoming. And to this claim, Usain Bolt himself went to Twitter and simply wrote, "Okay." This was a very quick and quite sarcastic remark to the claim that Curley is set to challenge his 9.58 world record. So for Bolt himself, no, he does not think that his world record is going to be broken by anyone at the Enhanced Games. And this is not just a sentiment that Bolt feels. The overwhelming majority of track fans feel that Usain Bolt's record is safe, and when looking at the Polymarket users, 8% currently believe that Bolt's record is set to fall, with 92% believing it will stay at 9.58. Even this number to some seems quite high, and that's because Usain Bolt's record really was just a freakish moment of lightning-quick speed on the track. But there is only one real way to see what will happen, and that's to head to the track and find out.
Okay, let's get to it. So semifinals, Curley at 993 with wind at 1.7 meters per second. 995, 1033. Look at this gap here. 995 to 1033 to 1069 to 1085. Yeah, you're not touching that, not even on the juice.
3-3.
Even on
I'm not sure
the
if Bracey
juice.
just had a bad race or what the heck happened, honestly. And the same thing can be said about Clarence Munyai, who only ran a 10.8. This was quite the distance from first all the way back to last. But Curley and Matadi looked decent, honestly. But this was just the semis. Possibly they had a lot more left in the tank, and possibly they would showcase that kind of speed come the final. So without further ado, let's head to the track to watch the men's finals in this year's Enhanced Games in the 100 meters. Now, for this men's 100-meter final in the Enhanced Games, it started off a little bit weird. First, we saw Michael Bryan on the inside forgetting to tie his shoe, and they stopped the race, brought them out of their blocks, and took a few minutes to get things settled. Whether this be a psychological tactic or whether or not he just forgot to tie his shoe, we got back in the blocks and it was time to race. But a false start happened. And unfortunately, the athletes had to stop, get back in their blocks, and get ready again. And whenever this happens, the athletes do cool down a little bit, meaning that the finishing times might not be as fast as if they would have got out on the first send-off. So again, the athletes got back in their blocks, got ready to race, and guess what? Another false start.
False start.
Yeah, no. No. 958 is safe.
Mahamadou fall, saying
958
But the weird thing
is
here is
safe.
that there was no electronic timing signifying who did the false start. There was no official that came out with a red, orange, or green card. There was none of that. It was pretty apparent that the athlete...
These are things they need to tighten up if they're going to keep doing this. If this is going to be a serious major sporting event moving forward, things like this can't happen. They got to have the equipment. You got to have the lasers at the start line, because if you break the laser, then they'll know who did what in what lane. Little things like this, you got to get that shit knocked out.
It started to get a little bit restless here, and I got the impression that Fred Curley was not happy. So once again, the athletes got back in their blocks, and finally on the third time of asking, they were off. And in a very similar racing pattern as the semis, it was Fred Curley versus Emmanuel Matadi. But for the final here, Fred Curley managed to take this win in 9.97 seconds. And I do want to reiterate, whenever somebody breaks 10, that's impressive. That would already put him as one of the quickest runners in the world for 2026. But this did put him almost 0.4 of a second behind that big-time goal of the world record.
And this is the enhanced games, so nobody's really going to respect this, but okay.
0.4 of a second in the 100 meters is a massive distance. And if we go back to the 2009 World Champs, where both ran that 9:58, we can see that in 5th place, Richard Thompson ran a 9.93,
Wow.
and in 6th place, Dwayne Chambers ran a 10 flat.
Wow.
So somewhere between here and here is where Fred Curley just was with his 9.97.
Wow.
Honestly, the fact that he ran 2 sub-10s while apparently not taking any performance-enhancing drugs, and after 2 false starts, is actually impressive. Fred Curley is definitely one of the quickest athletes in the world, and if he does get all of his pieces together, I'm sure he...
Yeah, he's never going to... That record's safe. Okay. I like what they got going on there. Just need to tighten up. Tighten some things up. Let's go here. Interesting. All right. Lil Wayne has publicly addressed an unresolved business agreement with Rick Ross, stemming from the period following the release of the Drake and Meek Mill collaboration. How long ago was that? According to Wayne, both parties had mutually agreed on a $200 million payout after the record's success. Ross reportedly paid only half of the agreed amount, with Wayne covering the remaining balance from his personal funds to settle matters with Drake. Wayne expressed disappointment that Ross now appears to have disregarded the outstanding obligation, describing the situation as unfair. Okay. Just another reminder of the greatness of Drake. Now he's no king of pop. Let's not be stupid. No one agrees with that. No one ever believes that. All right, he's the greatest hip hop rapper of hip hop. You know, he's the greatest. He's the GOAT of hip hop, hands down. But just goes to show the power of Drake. Okay, let's keep it going. Let me see. Super chat came through. Who that? My man Wills. Thank you for the 2. Wayne engaged now. So much for Rip. See, don't do that. Don't do that. They don't like when guys get married. They don't like the idea of guys getting married. I don't understand. Don't do that. Don't be a sourpuss. Don't rain on their parades. Oh, also, Michael has officially crossed $800 million. This thing is not going to hit $1 billion, y'all. Once again, Japan, June 12th? I don't know. I just don't see it. I want to see it. I don't see it, but I want to see it. Let's do this. What is the highest grossing American film in Japan? Let's take a look-see. Titanic earned 27 billion yen. Okay, highest grossing films in Japan. Nope, I want American films. Titanic, Frozen, Harry Potter, Avatar, Zootopia 2, Top Gun Maverick, Super Mario Brothers, the first one, Last Samurai, Bohemian Rhapsody did 13.5 billion yen. Okay, how much is that translated into? Okay, so if this one did 27 billion, okay, you know what? Okay. Let's say Michael makes 15 billion yen to USD. That's 94. That's not going to be enough. That's $94 million. That will put you at like $106 million short of $1 billion. June 12th. June 12th. All hopes on Japan. All hopes on Japan. So Michael would need to do about 25 billion yen. 25 billion yen to USD. Yeah, okay, let's knock it down to, let's say 20. What's 20 billion yen to USD? Okay. So we need 200 million. Yeah. Mike would need to do, nope, that's looking like 30 billion. Let's do 33 billion. Okay. 32 billion. It would need to do 32 billion yen to crack $1 billion. So Japan is the last hope of this movie being able to hit $1 billion. It needs to make 32 billion yen in Japan. Let me write that down. 32 billion yen. What's the yen sign? Yen. Okay. Let's see if it can even give us any tracking. What is Michael box office tracking Japan? Once again, it needs to hit 32 billion. Okay. This is what they're saying. Okay. They project the film will gross at least 100 million in the territory alone. Japan is expected to provide a massive surge as the film eyes the coveted 1 billion. So it all falls on Japan. This movie needs to make 32 billion yen. 32 billion yen. That's more than Titanic. Titanic is sitting at 27 billion yen. That's a tall ask. When is Michael open in Russia? When does Michael open in Russia? May 20. Oh, this weekend. Shit. Okay, this weekend. Okay, Russia and Japan got to come through for the FBA brothers and sisters to uplift our brother Michael so we can hit this $1 billion. We get this $1 billion. What? Okay. What is Michael box office tracking in Russia? $2 to $2.2 million. No, that ain't shit. Opening weekend of 2 million. Pre-sales already at 426,000. Roughly 58 million rubles. That's 800 grand. So we're looking at 2. Yeah, okay, Russia, it ain't gonna help. Okay, Russia's no good. Japan, y'all, it all falls on Japan. It falls on Japan. it falls on Japan. It has to make 32 billion in yen. That's more than the Titanic. That's a tall ask. That's a tall ask. That's a tall ask. Okay, let's keep it going. That is a very, very tall ask. Okay, let's keep it going. Let's go back to this Lori Maddox, Jimmy Page thing. This is a crazy, crazy story. Let's go.
There was an influx of baby groupies, and I mean babies. They were 13 and 14, and I was already the grand old age of 21. Boy, the guys wanted these baby girls. That was the next step for these guys. So Jimmy got involved with a young girl named Lori.
At that particular time, I was a teen model, and so that's how I met Jimmy, actually, because he'd seen my photograph and wanted to meet me. What happened was I guess Led Zeppelin came to town and had seen all these photos, and Jimmy had made a call to Lee Childer saying, I want to meet Lori Maddox. So next thing you know, we were taking a drive down to the Hyatt House to go meet the band.
That's the night he kidnapped me.
Yeah.
And I realized how he was serious. He wasn't kidding that he was going to be with me, whether I liked it or not. Next thing you know, I was taken in this limousine by myself to the Hyatt House. And I get pulled into this room, and there's Jimmy sitting in the chair with a hat and cane saying, I told you I was going to be with you.
Wow, it's so dramatic.
That was it. Kidnapped into glory.
Yeah.
Yay! Yay!
Listen, the fact that these women are just laughing at this in hindsight is frightening. Frightening.
It was really one of the most beautiful times in my life.
But at that tender age, I guess you had
I
nothing
felt
to
90.
compare it to, though.
I know.
But, you know, I mean, because you were in such an amazing situation
Well,
that
I put him
everyone
on this-
envied, you know?
I put him on this big pedestal.
Yeah.
That's why when he broke my heart, it was so painful. We were so young and so into the music. And it was
So into the music, loved what they did, just wanted to
And
experience
maybe
it
that
all.
was it. Maybe that was what they loved about us.
Yes,
because we were into that and we appreciated that creative side of them.
At that point in time,
What in the hell? Oh my God, what in the hell? We got black men out here talking about, we need our right to date young underage women. Jeezy Peach, okay. Yikes. You know, speaking of underage, let's go. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. Pay attention, y'all. Pay attention.
Change that to is now an 18-year-old would be the only age you could get married at. So they want to take away the parents' right to give a 16-year-old permission to get married. Now, in cases of pregnancy, or there are cases where a parent might want to give their kid permission to get married, and I think that's between those young people and the parents. And so I don't think the government should be telling us, the people, what to do with our kids. What they want to change that to is now an 18-year.
Y'all pay attention, okay? Pay attention, all right? So he wants to be able to keep the parents' right to be able to give the child away at the age of 16, hand in marriage, okay? This is not the discussion black men should be having online. Keep that shit to yourselves in y'all back rooms and y'all telegrams chat, because this is not it, man. This is not it. Okay, so we have more drama on the set of Mobland. Now, it was reported that Tom Hardy was fired. Now, people need to understand, well, those that watch Mobland, they only watch for Tom Hardy. And I said, if they fire him, I'm not watching that shit. I barely got through 2 seasons with him in it. Okay, so now all of a sudden they're starting to walk it back that he was not fired. Okay, so Helen Mirren came in to kind of say, no, he's difficult, but I love him none the same. So according to industry reports, let's see, alleged that Hardy locked himself in his trailer for hours during the filming of the show's 2nd season. This is on the set of Mad Max. They said George Miller famously noted that Hardy had to be repeatedly coaxed out of his trailer due to severe tensions with Charlize Theron, which he apologized for. He said it was his fault on the set of Mad Max Fury Road. Similarly, Sir Patrick Stewart wrote in his 2023 memoir, making it so that a young Hardy was incredibly reclusive on the 2002 set of Star Trek Nemesis, choosing to isolate himself completely in his trailer when he wasn't actively shooting the scene. He's a very, very deep method actor, just like Jared Leto, just like who's another method actor? All the great, well, those guys. Christian Bale's a method actor, right? Okay, so following reports by outlets like Puck stating that Hardy was outright fired, the Hollywood Reporter clarifies that his ultimate fate on the show is still actively being discussed by producers as they look ahead to a potential third season. So now they're saying he was not fired. What am I saying? Tom Hardy, Mobland. So as of right now, where are we at? He was not fired. So they walked it back. Discussions are underway for his return. Things are being worked through creatively. Okay. Tom was not fired. The door is not closed for season 3, and things are being worked through creatively. Okay. Let's see. Guy Ritchie's executive producer. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Reports Hardy would not be returning for season 3 after falling out with Butterworth and Glazer first appeared in Puck. The cause of the fallout is a combination of factors, including reports of Hardiness tardiness on set and insistence on rewriting some of the script. Multiple sources confirmed a variety but insiders note that there is apparently fault on both sides. He's difficult, but he's a movie star. Others pointed out that the tensions could have been amicably resolved sooner, but the leaks from production sources alleging that Hardy had been fired have inflamed the situation and are causing this drama to drag on. Hardy was displeased because Butterworth was delivering scripts late, sometimes just a week before shooting, which clashed with the star's ability to rehearse. Tom likes to prepare. Once again, he is a method actor. Butterworth was also not present on set, meaning he could not deal with script issues as they arose. The only people Butterworth really speaks to is David Glasser. Very few people on cast or crew have anything to do with Jez. We never see him. Often his ideas are very sound and he wants them taken seriously. Jez kind of hasn't got the time to deal with those notes, so it becomes problematic. I think Jez is basically spread too thin. He's taken on too many jobs. Having said that, he doesn't do it very often. Jez's stuff is pretty bloody good. Okay. Let's see. Also, they didn't have much authority over Hardy either. He's used to dealing with some of the best directors in the world. So when he suddenly has a jobbing TV director, he struggles, and to a certain extent, he can walk all over them because they're intimidated by him. He's behaved better with Guy. That's Guy Ritchie they're referring to. Okay. All right. Okay. So for all intents and purposes, they'll figure out a way to bring him back. Because listen, no one's gonna watch this show without him. I like Pierce. Helen is Helen, but no one's gonna watch this show without Tom Hardy. He's the only reason I even watched that shit. Okay, he's the only reason. Let's go here. Quincy Jones, rest in peace. Let's go.
He doesn't have a clue what we did to you.
No, his father always says that he was in the studio every single day when Michael was recording.
He's a liar.
What do you think of Joe Jackson?
Take the fifth. Not much to think. Not once did the family ever thank me for doing what we did. Not once. Nobody.
Did Michael thank you?
Of course.
Quincy Jones is a wonderful person. Not only is he an incredible producer, he is a wonderful man. He is such a family person. And I love him, and we have made history together, and I'm thankful.
Michael knows what happened. His family doesn't have a...
Okay. Nah, man, I think Tom Hardy will be just fine. He'll be just fine. He'll be fine. Matter of fact, Tom Hardy. Let's see what all he has up and coming. Okay. Coming back to, so we got a Peaky Blinders feature film that's on Netflix. Oh, that already came out. I'm bugging. So let's see. What else we got? Next project. Okay, film with Sean Penn. Venom animated reboot? Why? Why would they do that? Why would they do that? Okay. Okay. Mad Max Wasteland. Yeah, I heard about this. I hope this comes to fruition. So we had the movie with Sean Penn, possibly Mad Max Wasteland, a Venom animated project. Oh, he's just fine. He's just fine. If this happens, though, this needs to happen. This needs to happen. This needs to happen. Because I love his take on Mad Max. Well, in that universe. Okay. He'll be just fine. He's too good of an actor. He'll be just fine. Okay, what is this? Nope. Oh, I forgot this Linda Perry. This one. Once again, Linda Perry, one of the greatest songwriters, period. Let's go.
Started as a joke. Just think of every cliche you can think of. Get the party started on a Saturday night. That was just a really random phone call I got from her. I said, I think you have the wrong Linda Perry. I'm not hip. And she's like, oh, is this Linda Perry from Four Non Blondes? You wrote Dear Mr. President? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, I got the right Linda Perry. And I had just written Get the Party Started. Whoa. I asked a producer friend of mine, I'm like, what is that pop sound that I'm hearing on everything? Triton keyboard, the Roland expansion cards. And he said an MPC. I'm like, interesting. So I'm like, that's the first beat. I don't know how to edit. Okay, I'll just let that go. Now I don't have Pro Tools. I'm just running through D88. So that's rolling, and I go to Triton, and I find, oh, bongos. And that's just all live. So I pick up my bass, and I play doom, 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 doom. Just playing that riff over and over. A weird clavinet. It's just weird. Oh, I need wah fake horn. Then I just made up the fucking words. Stunner, number one, superstar. And I'm like, holy shit. I just wrote a fucking dance hit. I'm blown away by how brilliant I am in my stupidity. One of the things a lot of people don't know is I
don't think y'all realize how much she just said, how much she had to dumb her shit down for that hit. Did y'all catch that? Did you realize how she just told everybody how she had to just dumb her shit down for that hit? Okay.
met Madonna in this club, and I'm like, do you believe in seizing the opportunity? And she's like, of course I do. And I say, I wrote this song. I would love to send it to you. She's like, well, send it. Amazing. So I send it to Guy.
Guy Osiris.
Guy.
That's Guy Osiris that runs Maverick, or used to run Maverick Records, her label with her. She was the owner. He was the president, but everything ran through Guy Osiris. But come on.
Responds back, this is not for Madonna. And I'm like, okay, no problem. Now I'm going to go meet Pink. And so I'm like, maybe I'll just bring it and give it to her. And I never meant to produce or anything. They're all demos. And so we just wrote 15 songs. She picked 7 of them that she liked. I got fired in the process because L.A. Reid thought I was taking her way too far. And I'm like, you're crazy. I asked him point blank, how many fans does she have? How many records does she sell? And he's like, almost 2 million. I'm like, well, she may lose those 2 million, but she's going to sell 10 million records.
Yeah.
And Alicia was looking at me. I said, I bet you a Bentley, which you fucking owe me, that this record is going to do 10 million and plus. Get the Party Started blows the fuck up.
Blows up.
And she, I think, sold 13 million records on that album.
And ain't never looked back since.
Where's the Bentley?
Yeah, where is my Bentley? Alicia Moore.
Linda Perry, one of the best. Linda Perry, one of the best to have ever done it. Did you see how she had to dumb her shit down? Okay. Shout out to Linda Perry. Shit. Let's go here. This goofball. I don't know what y'all seen this guy, man. This guy reminds me. He's like Cat Williams and Sir Ism had a kid. Yeah, if Cat Williams and Sir Ism had a kid, you got Boots Riley. I don't get it with this guy. Maybe it's not meant for me to get it.
Thing that people should look up. The Intercept, which is an investigative journalism magazine with some of the best investigative journalists in the world on that site. They uncovered documents a few years ago that showed that all the police unions got together in the wake of the George Floyd protests and said, hey, let's stop defending ourselves for murdering people.
This is the guy that gave you I Love Boosters. A certified flop. Okay, come on.
And let's make people feel that they need.
Ain't he from Oakland? Oh, okay, let's continue.
The police. And they hired publicists and in advance with the intention of ramping up the idea that certain kinds of crime were happening. And their problem was that people didn't think of shoplifting as a terrible thing, right? And they sold this idea of the rising crime rate. They also worked in tandem with the Republicans and decided to do this in places where they thought they could unseat whoever was the Democratic Party leadership there. So it's hype. It's hysteria that is manufactured. Well, here's the thing that people should look up.
Okay.
The Intercept.
Hold up. Let me do this real quick. Let's find Boots Riley talking about I Love Boosters. I just want to hear his take on it. What brand of dope he was on. I just want to hear him talk about it. Okay, this should be interesting. Let's go.
Hey, what's up? I'm Boots Riley, the writer and director of I Love Boosters. We wanted to talk to you about how I got these ideas out of my head and into the movie. First, it started with me figuring out what the hell I was saying. So I needed to write a script, chicken scratch notes and notebooks, and I needed to make stick figure storyboards, and then get reference pictures just so that I could then put it together and come to people and say, let's work together and create something. Now, what I wanted to create was something that made me feel like I felt when I was a kid, when I used to go to theaters where there were hilarious movies playing and the crowd was rowdy and rambunctious and just happy, enjoying life. And I wanted to make a movie like that made people want to be in one of those kind of theaters. So I came to people and said, we need to make a movie that doesn't play on the little screen. It plays on the big screen.
A movie about boosters? Taking on capitalism? Okay, sure, I guess. I'm open to anything. We'll
so
blast.
first,
What's bragging, big,
I went
big
to
dog.
my
What's
production
bragging?
designer, Christopher Glass. So, Chris, what did you think the first time I came to you with this stuff?
I thought you were nuts, actually, when you showed me your chicken scratch drawings and what you wanted to do, and you wanted to do miniatures and matte paintings and all kinds of traditional filmmaking techniques.
And so we started trading references and looked at different textures that would be on the walls. Then you made these mock-ups that are pretty much what you see on screen, because I want to make an amusement park ride for y'all. Then we had to go get color. With Christopher Glass, what we talked about was practical effects and the need to have big, crazy sets that nobody had ever seen before. We also hit up Shirley Carrata, who did these amazing costumes. But the thing that we talked about we needed was big, bold color to get people into the theaters and see it on the big screen. So we got Natasha Breyer, our cinematographer. What are you doing?
I'm just trying to find new ways of bringing even more color to all the color that you're bringing with the guys. So I'm flaring the lens, contaminating the black, so we never have black. The black always has a little bit of color, you know, trying to create more texture, contaminating sometimes with light, you know, with putting things in the filter, you know, different materials, you know, that create some kind of depth, you know, atmosphere. You think I'm crazy?
I know you're crazy, and that's why we got you on board.
I always thought
This nigga look like Cat Williams, firstborn with a dash of goofball sir-ism.
First time we talked that we had to shoot anamorphic.
We need to talk about what anamorphic lenses are. So imagine that this is the real world. It would go on forever. There's a lot in it. When you use a normal spherical lens, it's cropped off there. But when you want to put it on a theater screen, often you're cropping something. You're cropping a lot. So you've got less information, and really that less information is going on this big screen. Let me tell you why I like anamorphic lenses, is because you take this real world and you take this anamorphic lens and you squeeze everything that's around, and you get something like this which gets a lot more information in it than that. And then
Which is why everything kind of looks taller, too. But I hear what he's saying, but some of the images look taller. Like, you know, remember we watched perfect example of what he's referring to. Remember we watched the Run Run Shaw movies, y'all? And remember every time we watch a Run Run Shaw movie, everything looked super tall and skinny. Remember how we watched the 5 Deadly Venoms and the Chinese Crippled Avengers and Chinese Super Ninjas? They will all look super tall and skinny when the movie first came on. That's part of that effect. Okay.
Unsqueeze it to where it's normal, but all of a sudden you've got all this beautiful production design in it, and when you watch it big, you're just getting bombarded with this beauty, this color, and these details. That's a short primer on anamorphic lenses.
I love the anamorphics, but I also love to them up a little bit. Like, for example, you know, I have my powders, my gels, and I like to like paint a little bit on the edges, you know, very, very subtle, right?
Subtle, like, how about like that?
Well, the heavy lifting is done by Dan Sasaki. He's actually building special lenses for us. So maybe you should go talk to him.
All right.
I'm going to say this. I respect him bringing his vision to life. I give nothing but the utmost respect for doing that. I respect any creative that brings their vision to life and puts it out there for people to critique. The hardest thing for a person to do is create something and give it to the world for them to critique, good or bad. So I nothing but the utmost respect for that. But this movie is a flop. But let's continue.
Hey, what's up, Dan? Hey. We were just telling everybody about the lenses you made for I Love Boosters.
Yeah, Natasha came to us and gave us a few specifications of what you want, and she loves the pass. And from there, we built onto a more modern package so you can get better close focus, consistency between focal lengths, and a little bit more control between focal lengths.
And something about the old lenses, to me, the faces feel different, warm. I don't know am I imagining that?
No, that's exactly it. Nostalgia of the old lenses is that they're not mathematically perfect. So when you have a lens that's not mathematically perfect, you get flaws. But in those flaws, it simulates more how we see the world. So basically, our inspiration is we drew lenses from our shelves, which come from the 1950s, because much of the glass we can't really get anymore. So we basically had to bend a lot.
Basically, he took old-ass lenses and made special...
Yeah, man, I had those first 2 Coup albums, man. Them shits was banging. That first Coup album to me is a classic. You know? Ill Magic, thank you for the 10. He looks more like a mouse in a Pixar animated movie played by Cat Williams, but then he also looks like a pimp version of the cartoon character. Oh my God. That's stupid. The Arthur Fist. Once again, I respect him bringing his vision to life. I can only congratulate that. I wish I had the gumption to do so. I don't. But at the end of the day, if you're going to give the world something of your creation to critique, and it falls flat, it falls flat. If you knock it out the park, I would say knock it out the park. But that's almost over. I'm curious.
Amazing lenses for I Love Boosters, and they're going to you, in your eyes, in the theater.
So this is the Natasha prototype. And this takes all the things that Natasha wanted. This has basically a medley of everything, but the main thing is spherical aberration, which is the main draw, because you don't want your guys to look like they were cut out and stuck to the screen. We want to have this nice blend to them. Spherical aberration is one of the aberrations that changes with stop. So the more I stop down the lens, the sharper it gets.
Can you show us something?
Of course. What we had to do is find a way to bend the law of physics to give the illusion of spherical aberration through the entire aperture range.
That makes it look organic and beautiful, like art.
One of your favorite aberrations, Natasha, was the warmth that we get from thorium lead. We achieved this by using a modern glass, which simulates the look of the isotope thorium.
It's a warm yellow, like a warm hug.
One of the key features of the lenses was field curvature and lateral color. It really accentuates this kind of volume of depth within the lens. By inducing a little bit of lateral color, we're enhancing the color component of the lenses to be a high performer in a theatrical experience.
And that's why you gotta go see I Love Boosters in movie theaters.
You ain't gonna find no deals like this nowhere else.
It's your booster. You stole all this shit.
I stole every single piece of clothing from Christie's store in one swoop. Velvet Gang, I know it. They're taking everything.
Okay. You know what? I might catch this when it hits streaming. I might. Just to have something to review and talk to you guys about. I love where are we sitting at? What are we sitting at? $5.6 million. Once again, this movie is not, they're not going to spend extra money to release it overseas. Okay, this thing is going to live and die here in the States. And I believe the budget was 20 million. I love Boosters budget. $20 million. Who gave this man $20 million? Who did that? Gave this man $20 million. I can't even be mad. I don't want to come off as a hater, but shit, man. Oh, there we go, box office. Here's where we're at. Okay. As of May 22nd. No, that was last week. Okay. So this will be updated. As of right now, it's at $5.6 million. This thing cost $20 million. That's not including promotion and advertising. Okay. Let me see. What do I think this thing will do? Let's see. Next weekend we got what? It's a open weekend. Next week all the big dogs come out, right? Next week is Masters of the Universe. I believe Scary Movie. And then a whole bunch of other big name stuff. Does this thing maybe make $6.5 million? Maybe $7 million? Maybe. Oh, let's go check it. What Is God Is? Let's see where that's at. Is God Is. Let's go there. Yes. Let's go there. Oh, $4.5 million against a $10 to $15 million budget. So we got two urban flops. Now, I am curious to hear Tariq Nasheed's take. Someone brought this movie to his attention. He's like, he has to check it out, go see it first. But I'm sure it's the same thing that I've said, that's misandrist. Black man is the problem. The mama is God. All the women in the movie. So remember, for those that seen it, he tried to strangle the first wife, tried to immolate her. And then he made the baby mama the preacher, told her to keep the church going until he came back, and knocked her up, had a whole grown son, and she had a little altar of all his clothes and his belongings that he left. And then the new wife, played by Janelle Monáe, was trying to leave not only her husband and her two sons. And then I don't think people keep forgetting that Racine, the older one, the less burned one, the fiery one, because Naya was the calm water. She had the worst burns, but Racine was turning into her father. She was enjoying killing people. She killed his second wife. She killed his oldest son. I believe Racine is the one that killed the youngest son with the garden shears at the pool. Am I correct? And I find, now that I think about it, I find it fitting that when they set the father on fire, the father grabbed Racine and pulled her into the fire with him. I was like, you know what? Yeah, that makes sense, because she was she was becoming him. The biggest morality issue was between Racine and Naya. Naya was like, we're just going to go find a man and go kill him. You want to kill everybody else along with it, and I don't even want to kill him. She was like, at first, she was like, can we just forgive and forget? She was like, God told us to go do this. We're doing this for God. Right? And yeah, Racine was enjoying the killing. Like she was turning into her father. So if you watch the movie, don't forget that part of it, the most important part. And that's why I thought it was kind of fitting that she was the one that was pulled into the fire, that died with her father, and not Naya. Okay. All right. Oh, he already did? Oh, he already did? All right, you know what? Let's go check it out. Okay, let's go check it out. Let's go check it out. I got time. Let's go check it out. Let's see. Do you on which channel? Does anyone have the link? Because I'm not seeing it. Because he pretty much puts everything, all of his TikTok stuff on YouTube, his clips. I don't see Is God Is. I don't listen. No, not for me. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same arguments I laid out, the same issues. Then he's going to get into the woman, Alicia. I forget her last name. I believe she's from Trinidad. So he's going to throw in she's a tether and see how they tethers view of FBAs. Y'all always put us in a negative light. You can already listen. You can already you can already say what he's going to say before he says it. Like he's become a parrot of his own talking points. Yeah, this isn't radio. I don't see it here. Where is it at? Nope, he didn't do a live. So which video is it, y'all? Which video? It's on the Ism Radio channel. So this is oh shit, my bad. This ain't it? I don't see it. Which one is it? So if y'all can find it, y'all see it, let me know. Let a player know. But thank you again, Il Magic. I appreciate you for that. Yeah, I'm looking for Tariq's review of Is God Is. Okay, that's what I figured. Okay, fair enough. That's what I figured as well. But once again, we got two urban flops. I Love Boosters and Is God Is. So it is what it is. Oh, for sure. Let me see. Oh, wow. Okay. Where is this at, though? This was 8 days ago. Ism Radio. Well, how come I don't? What the fudge? Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Like I literally was just there. Eight days ago. The agenda. Oh, 8 days. Okay. Ooh, it's an hour long. Cheesy Pete's. All right, let's just listen to like the first few minutes of it and see if it's pretty much the same arguments I laid out.
Not just because.
Okay.
This movie. Oh, have y'all heard about this one? And my sister Vivica is in it, and I'm glad for Vivica. See, I'm kind of, there's a little dichotomy there because Vivica, that's my girl. Vivica supported the museum, and she came down and showed us a lot of love, and I'm glad that she got a big role, in a major movie.
Hold on, let me see the comments real quick. When I saw Janelle Monáe's name in the movie, I wrote the movie off immediately. Another demonic film. Boycott that nonsense. Bro, this movie is the last thing we need right now. This movie gives off tether vibe. Doesn't represent the image of FBA people. Demonic movie that was written by two tethers. One is Trinidadian and the other at non-FBA. Okay, I'm glad you brought up this movie. It's a tether anti-black. I mean, how many times can you say tether? Zaddy was writing the screenplay approved by Zaddy. What kind of title is that? Is this okay? Is you is or is you ain't my baby? Of course, Janelle Monáe is in it. Smells like terrorism. Okay, let's continue. Let's take a listen.
Very happy for her as far as that. I will say that. But boy, there's some fuckery around this movie. Man. I want to support Viv. I'm very happy for her, but man, this movie, dude. The movie is it's a Southern Gothic revenge thriller. It's written by this woman named Alicia Harris, who's at least part Trinidadian. Her mama's a Trinidadian immigrant. All right? And some of the girls in the movie, it's a story that follows these twin sisters. It's played by Mallory Johnson and a sister named Kara Young, who's Belize. The actress, her family's from Belize. So the movie is based on, I guess it's like this mother who's dying, and she wants them to hunt down their abusive father, who's played by Sterling K. Brown. So these women go on a violent cross-country rampage through the rural Black South, basically trying to find their dad to kill him, to unalive him. So it's like the evil black man, they're getting revenge on the evil black man who harmed their mother and harmed them. Mm-hmm. It's like that's just a weird ass premise. It's just a very weird premise. And I know Janelle Monáe is in it. And again, we knew something was up. I'm like, who's directing? Who's behind this? I smell tether juice. It's a weird thing. And also, the woman, again, Alicia Harris, got this movie. She's part Trinidadian. I think she must have been raised by a Trinidadian mother. And again, these people got these real funny style quirks about us as a lineage. This woman, Alicia, her dude, her significant other is a white T man. Look her up. Her significant other is a white T dude. All right, so there's some bed wenching going on. So we got a bed wench who has this anti-black male movie where they hunt down a black man in the rural South. So it's an FBA man, basically, to unalive him. Okay. And the person who inspired her, who knew her to kind of get her to write this story and do this film, was this dude, Jeremy O. Harris. Y'all remember that name, Jeremy Harris? That's that.
You know what? It sounds like he hasn't watched this movie, but okay. Let me listen to a couple more minutes, and if he gets into the plot, then I'll know if he's seen it or not. Okay, let's continue. Because remember, Mykelti Williamson played his attorney. His attorney, he beat the case. In this movie, the father went to trial for burning the girls, and the mother, he beat the case. And then in the flashback scene, he's talking to his lawyer, which is played by Mykelti. I think his name was Chuck Wall or something like that. And he's telling Chuck, he said, I may go back and finish the job. And then the lawyer's like, well, okay, this is how you would do it, blah, 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 blah. And then the father got mad because it's like, he felt like, okay, I think you would tell if it push came to shove. So he smashes his head down on the steering wheel, and he bites and rips out his tongue. So the attorney can't talk, and he's like telling the girls, your father's going to come back, finish the job. He's getting beat up by a dominatrix when the girls first walk into his office. And he's like, leave him alone. Like, he'll kill you. You're not ready to deal with a man like that. Blah, 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 blah. So when he gets into the plot, I'll know if he's seen this movie or not. Okay, but come on.
LGBT dude who wrote Slave Play. I knew when I saw the trail, I said, why I think that dude might have something to do with this. Jeremy O. Harris, he wrote Slave Play. Y'all know what Slave Play was? It was like a play that was on Broadway in New York or off Broadway somewhere, where these interracial couples engage in plantation fantasy sex. When that came out, we were like, what the hell is this? Dude. So yeah, this is all of these DNC connected people with this nonsense. Look at this, would act like they have to give up slave sex to the master. All right. This is what we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing with. And now a lot of these DNCs.
He didn't watch this movie. He didn't go see this movie.
Greasy to brothers who have an issue with this. They've been trying to push this narrative for a long time to
No,
make
he
the
didn't
black
go see
Mexicans
this
and
movie.
Africans. And it's always
Also, remember in the movie when Naya confronts her father at the kitchen in the living room, he was like, no, I would never hurt my babies. Your mother tried to kill y'all. She pulled y'all into the fire with her. And for a split second, I was like, oh, right? It had me fooled for a split second. And then another second later, he punches a girl in the mouth. Like, he referred to them as pus that needed to be popped, or a pimple. So once again, he did not watch this movie.
The narrative is that they want to attack Black American men by claiming Black American men want to be like the white team.
He
Project
did
that
not
on
watch
us.
this movie.
You understand? And they auditioned to be the buffer class. The people with these
He didn't
get
watch
their
this
little
movie.
films funded. You understand? How you think they got something like this funded? Yeah, Hollywood threw some money at that.
Okay,
Families
but
and
you
strong
didn't
Black
watch this
children
movie though.
and strong Black voting power
Yep,
that
he
can't
didn't
be
watch it.
a threat of Black men.
Nope,
So
he didn't
not a
watch
good
it.
look. So they got our good brother John Amos, phenomenal as James Evans.
Nope.
Shout out to the Jeffersons. They held
he
it
ran
down.
his mouth. He didn't watch this movie. Is it worth the watch? I'll say this: stylistically, cinematography, colors, it looked good. It's well shot. I think most women that are aware of this movie, they've liked it. I mean, my wife understood what the overall meaning was, she liked it because she likes Sterling K. Brown. So she was like, okay, Sterling's in it, I like it. So I don't know. Maybe wait for it to come on streaming, or maybe see this on a matinee. But he clearly did not watch this movie. And you know what? I got time. Clearly, Tariq did not watch. Wait. Clearly, I got time. Did not watch this movie. You can frame. Okay. Clear Tariq did not watch this movie. Nah, you know what? He can back me into a corner. Even though the agenda is in this movie and you can tell by the trailer, nonetheless, you still need to watch the movie. Because not one time. Oh, hold on, y'all. Hold on. What's up, Stink Butt?
Can I send you a form and then you can fill it out online?
My bad, y'all. Okay, clearly Tariq did not watch this movie because, okay, it was too easy for him to craft his arguments. Oh, come on. Craft his arguments based on the trailer. But he failed to mention at how the oldest daughter, Racine, was becoming like her father. Oh shit, Odette. Oldest daughter, Racine, was becoming like her father. And by enjoying killing people. I'll just leave it. Don't. The message will not be received well. It never is, man. I mean, it never is. But clearly, Tariq did not watch this movie. It was too easy for him to craft his arguments based on the trailer. But he failed to mention that how the oldest daughter, Racine, was becoming like her father by enjoying killing people. Okay. Fuck it. I got time, man. Shit. I ain't scared of nobody. It is what it is, man. This man spent an hour not talking about the cults, man. Everybody has a cult following, y'all. I'm not mad. Everybody has a cult. But this man did not watch this movie. He did not. He didn't talk about the plot not one damn time. None of this shit. Okay. Terrible. Terrible. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Get rid of Boots Riley. Oh, okay. All right, y'all. Here we go. I know it was something different. Okay. Fellas, I got bad news. I got bad news. This is a man. So now some of y'all could be like, well, I could tell Sly. I mean, yeah, no. Could you really? Because I know a lot of women that look like this. And they're full-blown women with huge beef curtains, okay? So, and then you want that one cookie when I get home? Yes. I agree. And he's good at what he does. But the sad part is, people are they're not going to question anything. And like I said, that's part of having a cult. Okay, this is a man. Okay, this is a man. Please don't sit here and come in to tell me, Sly, I could tell. We know a lot of women that look just like this. Please stop the dumb shit. Please. Okay? Just please. You would call her a hard-faced woman, a manly-looking woman, but you know what I'm saying? We know women like this. Okay? Okay, A. Downey, California father, 6. Oh, wait, where's the screenshot? So let me find his real backstory. Somebody outed him. The backstory is even crazier. Let me find it because I got it somewhere. I got it here. Found it. Okay, let me send it to myself. Wait. Backstory. This is a crazy backstory. Okay, now I'm gonna give you this version of the story, and then I'm gonna give you somebody that knows this guy. Okay, that's this. Yes, this is a man. Okay, this is a whole man. Okay, all that I could tell. Stop. Okay, let's go here. This man's been sentenced to 9 years in federal prison after being found guilty of orchestrating a $2 million PPP loan fraud scheme involving 4 fictitious businesses. Oh, hold on, y'all. Sup? My bad, y'all. Just forms and stuff for school. Send it to the wife. What is her work email? There we go. Need this printed out today. Okay, so this is what he spent the money on. Prosecutors said Mason submitted falsified applications during the pandemic, then diverted more than $600,000 of the funds into a personal gender transition, undergoing procedures including breast augmentation for 10 racks, facial feminization surgery such as rhinoplasty, that's the nose, jaw contouring, that's the jaw here, a tracheal shave, that's the throat, body contouring and liposuction, a Brazilian butt lift, and full bottom surgery, vaginoplasty, estimated at $100,000. So the boob job was 10 racks. The rhinoplasty, jaw contouring, and the brow reduction was 45 racks. A tracheal shave was 8 racks. Body contouring and liposuction, 15 racks. The BBL was between 12 and 20 grand, and the full bottom was 100 racks, along with laser hair removal and cosmetic treatments, totaling another $10,000. Most services were performed by Dr. Curtis Crane of San Francisco. Electronic files prove Dr. Crane, Dr. Graham Ives, and a team of surgeons were all paid in full up front for services. Authorities also showed evidence that Mason paid for similar surgeries for 2 friends, while spending heavily on a complete lifestyle overhaul that included a new wardrobe of luxury dresses and heels, high-end makeup, premium hair services, and image rebranding. Don't come in here and say that you knew this was a man. There ain't no way in hell. We know women that look just like this. Okay? So let's get to the backstory. Oh my God. So this technically is my first niggery subject. We're going to get to the second niggery subject right now after this. Okay, hold up. Come on. Did I send it to myself? I did send it to your work email. Wife. Oh, come on. Where is it? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I did send it to her fucking email. What the fuck is she talking about? Email. I did send this to her. There we go. I did. Okay, let's send it there again then, just to be on the safe side. My bad, y'all. Capital. There we go. Yeah, boom. All right. Now let's get to the guy's backstory. Let's get to his backstory. You ready? Once again, don't come in here and talk about I saw it. No, sir. No, you could not tell. You could not tell. You're capping if you said you could. That's cap. It's full blown cap. Let me pull the picture up. Okay. So yeah, everybody just okay. Here we go. You ready? Okay. All right. Now once again. Okay. This was him. See? That's him. So this is true, but Chris is his middle name, and Mason ain't his real last name. It's the last name he chose. His real first name is Mason. He is my stepsister baby daddy, and she was one of them who talked in court because he ain't give a damn about her or them kids, but gonna lie and say he did all to take care of the kids. She lost her apartment in 2022. lost her car, and one of the kids is nonverbal autistic. This is what he used to look like. It's like Chris died. Ain't none of his family or kids hear from him in years. And he even had his college basketball articles taken down from the internet. I told her she should have told the kids he was dead, because what the fuck she gonna say to them when they get older? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Lord have mercy. Okay. That's the first niggery subject. Let's get to the second niggery subject. A lot of y'all been waiting for this one. Like kind of chomping at the bit. You ready? You ready? Let's go here first. Yes, let's go here first.
Than 300 people were arrested across the country in an operation against the sexual exploitation of children and adolescents. One detail is that one of those arrested was a woman who lured teenagers, adolescents, plural, of course, who were then abused by an American. Let's see.
20,000 police officers took to the streets in more than 3,500 municipalities in an operation coordinated by the Ministry of Justice and Public Security. Marcia Xavier da Silva was arrested in the northern zone of Rio de Janeiro.
Okay, that's her. That's the woman that was supplying Floyd with the children. Come on.
According to the police, she led the criminal scheme in the Jacaré favela. The investigation revealed that Marcia received money to lure minors who were taken to have sexual relations with an American identified as Floyd Wallace Jr.
The fact that you guys have not changed your names, have not distanced yourselves from this moniker, this designation, is very telling. You guys are still using the term passport bro. I should not feel sorry for none of you guys. Like, I'm looking at all of them crazy. Like, all of them. But come on, once again, remember years ago, guys like me and Jap and Taz were catching hell for saying the ugly part out loud. No, man, black men we ain't going over there for no kids and shit. Okay. For years. So I'm gonna pour one up for Jap and Taz, because we were the only ones saying it years ago. We were the only ones, and I just said, you know what? It's a matter of time. Now everybody's quiet. Now all of a sudden, it's just that ain't representative of all of them. I know you're gonna move the goalpost every chance you get. I know. Come on.
She had an initial contact with him in which he offered her a large sum of money, including a recurring payment. Whenever she needed anything, she could contact him and he would deposit money.
Do y'all realize the money y'all was giving that dude was going to pay for children? Let that sink in. All those donations y'all paid to get him to and fro and all this, those monies were being used to pay for children. Shame on all of you. Sly, I didn't know my money. I didn't know my money's gonna. I didn't know. I know. You didn't know. I know. You just fun weirdos in their weirdo lifestyle. I know. I get it.
Among the children, there was a 7-year-old, her own daughter, and other children, including a 10-year-old. So it was something
She gave up her own kid. Okay.
recurring. It was continuous. It wasn't a single isolated incident. She was part of this association. Representatives from 2 U.S. federal agencies participated in the operation that arrested Marcia. The woman was identified as a result of the investigation that led to Floyd's arrest in Sao Paulo last December. At the time, agents seized electronic equipment from the foreigner that contained dozens of videos of child abuse. A spy camera used in the recordings was also found. Cases of sexual abuse against children and adolescents have increased alarmingly in Brazil, according to a report by the Ministry of Human Rights and Citizenship. Between January and April, approximately 33,000 incidents were registered, an increase of almost 50% in 1 year.
I know. Give me all your excuses. I know. Give me all of your excuses. I know. Come on, let's go.
Breaking news. Alert in Medellin over passport bros. What it is and why did it trigger the expulsion of foreigners? That's right. Some of you guys have made it into the vernacular of the Colombian media. That is, if you claim to be a passport bro. This story and a quick update on the Floyd Wallace case in Brazil. That's right. Somebody else has been captured maybe 8-10 days ago, and she's spilling the beans on how it all operated. It's just a short one, so stick around to the end. But first, quick.
Yes, sir. He's an FBA brother. He sure is. He sure is. None of that tether talk. he's a pure FBA from the soil.
Heads up, Americans in Colombia applying for a visa now need an FBI background check. Get yours in 24 to 48 hours using OnCall Colombia, OnCallColombia.com. The information, tell them Rob sent you. Now, allow me to also take a second to say thank you to everybody that supports this channel. And now, if you do get benefit out of these videos, is a good. If you continuously, you will not be getting the passport bros and how this all came to be. Let's jump into it right away. Immigration agents at the Rio Negro airport have been quite busy this past week turning back groups of tourists, mostly from the United States due to sex crime alerts. The fact that inadmissible migrants arriving in Medellin from abroad are now arriving in groups would confirm a phenomenon in the city known as passport bros or passport siblings. The agency confirmed last week they denied entry to 14 foreigners attempting to enter Antioquia, whose profiles raised red flags for authorities. According to Paula Salazar Gomez, regional director of Migración, several of them arrived in organized groups, and after immigration interviews and inspections, authorities detected possible intentions related to exploitation and illicit drug use. With these cases, the number of foreigners denied entry in the country in 2026 has reached 100, of whom 73 were removed from Rio Negro. In one case, a group of 4 Americans arrived from Miami. They claimed their reason for travel was a bachelor party. However, it turned out they had already booked private tours in dollars with exclusive parties for foreigners, which included unlimited alcohol, drugs, and very young women willing to do anything, which Migración officials considered a risk of exploitation. Then 7 travelers from New York were also denied entry after officials detected similar patterns during screening interviews. Finally, a third group of 3 citizens from the Dominican Republic were denied entry, 2 for possible exploitation and 1 for expressing intentions related to drug use. All those denied entry had prior online contacts with guides to coordinate parties and orgies. What are passport bros? According to several studies, this term was coined to describe men from developed countries who travel to developing countries, particularly in Latin America, Southeast Asia, and Eastern Europe, to work remotely, but also seeking a better personal and romantic experience. These passport bros look abroad for more docile, traditional, or family-oriented women, something they believe is no longer found in their home countries. Another motivation is economic, as they take advantage of the favorable exchange rate to achieve a higher economic status. In the rest of the world, the term dates back to 2020 and was primarily used in small online groups where travelers shared their experiences in these destinations. Director Salazar noted that the term began to take hold in Medellin between 2013 and 2015, initially associated with online communities of foreigners who promoted the city as a primary destination for drug use and a secondary destination for tourism. However, with the post-pandemic travel boom and the proliferation of content on social media, the term underwent a complete transformation that ultimately impacted Medellin. Salazar commented that the passport bros are not hierarchical or structured organizations, but rather informal networks and digital brotherhoods of travelers who consume and share content produced by influencers specializing in promoting tours of this type in Medellin. Furthermore, he detailed that the passport bros have reversed things. Now the main objective is sex, including the exploitation of women and young ones. This aligns with a BBC investigation which found that with the city's opening to mass tourism came passport bros, who set up digital channels from which they extolled the city's virtues for this type of traveler, but also promoted their guiding services to facilitate encounters with women in Medellin. This is how these passport bros, now turned influencers, began using TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram to promote Medellin using phrases like, how to get a Latina with a big butt. Dating women is better outside the West. You can live in paradise with beautiful people for a fraction of what you used to spend. The numbers are very favorable for these gurus because, as Vice magazine pointed out in an investigation on this topic, the passport bros based in Medellin can easily earn $1,000 or more with their content, and that's not their only source of income. In fact, this past weekend, immigration officials denied entry to Casey Brown, a passport bro who went by the name of Casey Redbeard on social media. Brown is subject to several alerts related to the alleged promotion of tourism, according to immigration officials. However, he was walking around freely and without a care in the world. He had actually left the country in April of this year and was ready to return when he was denied entry at the El Dorado International Airport in Bogota. Brown was one of the organizers of parties in Medellin that were advertised as language exchange events, but which were actually exclusive encounters between foreigners and young women from the city. His website offered a Medellin immersion program for $5,000 that included a private dinner with 15 or 20 women. In addition, Brown offered a consultation service for $250 an hour, in which he and his partner, Patrick Red, taught everything you need to build an amazing love life in Medellin and a dating life with a sexy Colombian woman. Thanks to these idealized reviews like Brown's, immigration lines began to swell with foreigners seeking to enter Medellin, many of them allegedly having arranged to be provided with drugs, alcohol, and even more seriously, underage young ones to abuse at their orgies. Proof of this lies in the foreigners held by Medellin authorities. Of the 64 arrests for S offenses made in the city in 2026, 7 were foreign tourists. That is 10%. Meanwhile, of the 7 cases of young one S exploitation, 4 involve foreigners. This is 57%. And this does not include the 73 foreigners denied entry due to alerts regarding S offenses. Can they be tried for conspiracy to commit a crime? There is a question. If some passport bros coordinate to carry out illegal activities in Medellin, such as S exploitation, could they be investigated for crime of conspiracy to commit a crime? According to the sources consulted, since the crime was not committed in the country, it is unlikely. However, the option of inadmissibility remains, and they already know that when they arrive in their countries, they will be investigated there, the source explained. That said, this does not mean that the authorities are standing idly by. Immigration confirmed that it has strengthened its exchange of information with its foreign counterparts to expedite the deportation of these undesirable individuals. Meanwhile, the Medellin police and Secretary Securiat indicated that arrests and convictions have already been made in Medellin and the United States against some foreign tourists, thanks to the coordinated work with the prosecutor's office, immigration, police, and the authorities of foreign countries. We already have technological tools and international partnerships that allow us to profile these individuals even before they arrive in the country. We don't want these tourists here who come to abuse women and use drugs, said Secretary Manuel Villa.
Okay.
Foreigners must comply with our laws and immigration regulations. Any foreign national caught in the act or responsible for a crime is and will be arrested, the Metropolitan Police stated.
Wow.
So there you go. I have a question. Do you think they're watching your social media?
Okay.
Do you think they're reading your comments?
Okay.
I'm very conscious. For years, I've known that my videos are being watched and that the comment sections are being read. So just so you know, when you comment something outrageous, enough to piss me off, I take a picture of it before I remove it from the channel. Because I want to know when his name pops up in a story that you were one of these sickos that wrote this crap. It's disturbing, man. The thought that anybody like that would even watch my videos makes me want to vomit right now. Anyway, this is just my opinion, okay? Guys are going to do what guys are going to do. I'm telling you, when you associate with a group, and if you go back and watch my video, I'm not a passport bro. I'm a bro with a passport. Go back and find that video. Just type in DC Born Rob. I'm not a passport bro. I'm a bro with a passport. I don't want to be in nobody's group. I'm 63. Whose group I want to be in? If I'm in a group, I started a group. I ain't joining nobody's group, so I don't want to be associated with nobody else. I knew when that term got coined and people started jumping on the bandwagon, I knew eventually it was going to turn out to be something negative. There are way more negative connotations about that name than good. You want to go and just travel abroad and find a nice, young, wholesome woman. No, that's not what the term stands. That's not what I think the term stands for right now. Right now. I'm just saying. Okay, now, again, I had this story. I found this about an update about Floyd Wallace when he got caught last December 25th or whatever it was, Christmas. When he got caught up, no, I think it was like the 10th or 11th or like that in Brazil, and he got hemmed up messing with underage. These stories are sickening. They are sickening. I hate reading this crap. But it's an update about this story, so you need to know. Security Secretary conducts operation against exploitation of young ones. Okay, now this is coming from Brazil and Brazil's media. Security Secretariat conducts operation against exploitation of young ones. This action is an offshoot of the investigation that led to the arrest of Floyd Wallace Jr. for S offenses. A woman is arrested accused of luring young ones to be abused by an American man. Marcia Xavier da Silva was arrested on Thursday morning in Jacare in the North Zone during a national operation against the exploitation of young ones and adolescents. Electronic devices revealed that the 4 young people were lured by Marcia, 3 teenagers, and the woman's own daughter, who was even younger. And this is too sick. The age is too sick for me to read. According to the investigation, she took the victims to Floyd's apartment. In exchange, the woman received money and a cell phone. The civil and military police are also executing 281 search and seizure warrants and dozens of arrest warrants. Okay, the story is over. I gotta tell you something. These stories are very difficult to read. They are sickening. I personally believe that young ones, and this is how I speak of young ones.
Okay.
I think they are truly closer to the other side. You can call it heaven or whatever you want to call it before you're born. It's just my personal belief. I'm just adding this in here. I think they're angels. I think they're as close as you're going to get to the other side, to God. They are the closest and the most godly beings on earth.
Okay.
So to abuse is, man, you need to be dealt with. Then you need to get help. You need to be dealt with first.
Yeah.
And you wonder, some of these stories I know, and I don't comment sometimes, but some of these stories I know, whether, especially most of them are local, and I don't read those stories to you. But of course, it's not just foreigners who commit these crimes. It's those who are inside the country as well. Some of the stories that I read, and some of these come up as somebody got deleted. Why'd they get deleted? And you start reading a little bit more into the story and you figure out why. Because they mess with some young one. They mess with some, they got dealt with. I'm not going to slant that any kind of way. I don't want to add to that because people going to do what people going to do.
Okay, I'm leave it there. Thank you, DC Born Rob. This one is for me, Jap, and Taz. Vindication, it like is nothing like vindication. Good old tall glass of vindication. Tall glass of we told you so. Okay. Tall glass of we told you so. Let's go here. Let's lighten the mood a bit. Let's lighten the mood. I think we pretty much all grew up understanding that Dennis Edwards was a cokehead. This should not be new to anybody. So let's go here. Let's go.
And be honest. When you all was shooting that video,
in the basement of Motown, and I think it cost $11.57.
Don't go
at the
any
time.
further.
Yeah.
Now, was he on cocaine?
He was on something. I don't know.
Because his mouth kept moving.
And the producer was like, or the director, she said, "Can you put your gum here?" He said, "I ain't got no gum. I ain't got no gum." Insane.
All these years, I was sitting there going, he on coke.
I don't know what he was on, but he was
Because he
not.
had never had no gum in his mouth, but I thought he had gum at first, and then I was like, no.
Yeah.
Really? That's so crazy. Can I ask you a question?
That's too funny. We all knew this, y'all. We all knew this. Even as kids, we're like, something's not right with that man. Oh, you know what? I take that back. I do have one more urban niggery topic. Let's go here first. What happens to the estate of Michael Jackson? I think a lot of people want to know since John McClane died. I met him. This was back when I was dealing with Death Row. He wasn't directly with them at that point, but he was still like an advisory position. You know what I'm saying? With Death Row, like unofficial. So that's when I met him. So let's go here. Following the death of John McClane, John Branca becomes the sole active executor of the estate of Michael Jackson and assumes full control. And the will allows him to appoint a replacement, although he is not required to do so. Pay attention. Okay. According to a will that John Branca says Michael Jackson left behind, the document originally appointed two co-executors, each with a different role. John Branca will handle the legal and business side. He leads the estate's major business deals, including multi-million-dollar agreements with Sony. He also helped develop projects such as the Cirque du Soleil shows and the MJ the Musical. John McClane handles the creative and musical side, or handled. He supervised official releases and the artistic standard of Michael Jackson's catalog. He also managed unreleased recordings from Michael's private archive. Okay, what does the will say about the death of an executor? The will that John Branca says Michael Jackson left includes a specific clause. The acting co-executors may appoint one or more replacements to serve if none of the named individuals is willing to able to do so. This will allows the surviving executor to appoint a successor without needing to go to court. The role of executor ends upon death. It cannot be inherited or transferred. When co-executors act jointly, the death of one transfers all authority to the surviving executor. This means John Branca immediately assumes full control of the estate. There is no legal vacuum. Okay? That decision belongs exclusively to Branca, not to the heirs or a judge. The will states that the acting co-executors may appoint replacements if one is unwilling or unable to continue. Branca can appoint someone new, absorb all responsibilities himself, or a combination of both. For now, there is no answer to that. The beneficiaries of the estate are their three children, Prince, Paris, and B.G. Jackson. They are heirs, not administrators. That implies a key difference. They cannot appoint or veto any executor. They have no authority over management decisions. What they can do is go to court to demand accountability or challenge decisions. The relationship between the children and the executors was already strained before his death. All three children filed a joint legal petition in 2026 asking the court to require the estate to provide a detailed financial breakdown of its 2025 expenses. Paris Jackson formally accused the executors of mismanaging funds and taking more than double what was distributed to her and her brothers in 2021. So she's saying both Branca and McClain were in on this. Okay. With Branca now as the sole person in charge, that tension will likely intensify. Branca becomes the sole active executor with full control. He can appoint a new co-executor, but he is not required to do so. Ongoing projects continue without interruption. What is lost is the figure who handled the musical and creative side. That area is now entirely under Branca's control. The children can continue to litigating to demand transparency, but they have no authority over management decisions. Today, only one administrator remains, and even that will be temporary and subject to change. Okay. All right. Pay attention, man. All right. No, that's Big John McClain. No. Big John McClain was over at EMI. I'll show you what he looks like. Big 6'5", 300 pounds. No, Big John is a good dude. Big John was over EMI Publishing. Big John, what's his name? Big John, EMI Publishing. Here we go. Okay, Big John Platt. This is Big John Platt. This is the guy over EMI Publishing. No, he's a good dude. He's a good dude. This is Big John Platt. John McClain was from the other side of the tracks. But this is John Platt. Yeah, if you're going to sign a publishing deal with this guy, you're good. Yeah, this is Big John Platt. Okay. So he you know, he's another gatekeeper. He's a gatekeeper. He's a gatekeeper. It is what it is, you know. But now that's John Platt. Okay, so that's who that is. No, John McClain was. I'm gonna plead the fifth. Okay. All right. What else did I want to cover before I get out of here? I've been on for 2 hours. I said 2 hours? Shit, man. Okay. Last urban niggery subject. This is bad. This is sad. Ready?
Okay. So wait, my daughter not walking the stage because she don't want me here to see her graduate?
Because she said there's an order that says you're not supposed to be around.
Where's do you see the order on file? Is there any order on file? I don't have
one, so therefore I cannot ask you to leave. Therefore I cannot ask you anything about it because I don't have anything in writing.
So she took my daughter.
So she made the decision for her not to participate.
So now she's not walking the stage.
Okay, for those that don't understand what's going on, so baby mama, baby daddy, they don't get along. Baby daddy shows up for the babies for their daughter's graduation. The mama says, "I have an order enforced to not let him either show up, or she decides to pull her daughter from the graduation ceremony because the daddy showed up." So this is the principal explaining to the dad why his daughter got pulled from the graduation ceremony. She's trying to explain to him this is what's happening, even though she never presented no order to the principal or to the school. Okay. All right, come on, let's continue.
She will not be graduating.
No, she'll still be promoted, even though she will not participate in this ceremony. Does that mean she won't be?
Wow.
But she made the decision for her not to participate.
That is crazy.
But I don't have anything in writing, and I tried to seek something in writing if there was something that existed. But I don't have anything, so I can't professionally, as a principal, ask you to leave a space or anything because there's nothing.
Because I'm on her birth certificate as well.
Exactly.
So I have every right to be
I
here.
explained to her that because you're on the birth certificate, you are given the information, the educational rights as a father. You can know what a ceremony is, you can do a grades, you can do attendance, you can come to school and have parent conference, you can lunch with her. You have all those rights as a father because you're on the birth certificate.
Wow, that's crazy.
But she has made the decision that she will not participate today. So that is the reason why I'm sharing with you. But I do not have any court order or documentation that says you cannot be around the child.
So she took my baby from her graduation ceremony, all because she don't want me here.
So she elected not to have her daughter participate in the ceremony this morning. That is the further confirmation that I have.
Okay, well, all right.
But I am sincerely sorry that this is part of the ceremony.
It's all right. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it.
Sorry.
It's
But I did
okay.
ask you to stop so that there would not be any type of
Oh, no, it wasn't going to be no
So I
confrontation or
probably
nothing,
didn't-
yeah.
But I just didn't want to be in any disruption to either party.
Yeah, either parties, because there's people, kids here. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I respectfully thank you for just
For-
kind of
for-
just
yeah.
kind of staying back a few minutes
ma'am.
so I can try to resolve it so
Yes,
that she
ma'am.
can leave the property
Yes, ma'am.
and feel it in her way of safe. And then if you would like to stay to finish or if you want to leave, it's solely up to you. But I want to make sure professionally we're on the same page.
Okay.
So my apologies for the way these things are happening, but I do encourage you all to get things in writing so that there is no question about what you have to legally enforce in the school.
Wow, that's crazy. Okay. Thank y'all so much, though. Thank y'all. Well,
Take care. Today, okay?
So wait.
Nasty work. Nasty work, y'all. Nasty work. Nasty work. Hey, listen, hey, Keisha's out of control, man. I'm the first one to tell you, Keisha is out of goddamn control. Let's go here. Last story. Let me see. Did I get all my stories? Before I get up out of here. Passport. Oh, okay. 2 more and we out of here. 2 more and we out of here. Okay, you ready? You ready? Okay. You got to see it to believe it.
Why you being pulled over? The city of Lake Worth today, we're doing an operation for distracted driver, and you drove past me holding the phone with your right hand, manipulating that phone. I mean,
the cop said he pulled her over because he seen her holding a cell phone in her right hand. Do you see a hand on this one? Oh my God. Oh my God. Come on.
I saw you
So
with the phone in your
obviously
hand.
not. So you want to just call this a day?
I don't
or-
want to call it a day. You had a hand up manipulating
You just
the
said
phone.
my right hand.
Well, I thought I saw you with your right hand. You
So
had a
you
hand
didn't.
up. The right hand. I saw you
So you
manipulate.
didn't.
With the right hand, perhaps not, right? But I saw
But
you.
you didn't see me with my right
Okay,
hand.
so are you
saying that you saw me with my
I
right
know what I
hand?
just said. I know what I just said. I'm asking you now. Did you yeah, or not have your phone on your hand?
I did not.
You did not have your phone in your
I
hand?
did not.
Hand to God, you didn't have your phone in your hand.
Hand to God.
The other hand to God, you don't have your phone in your hand.
Hand to God.
Cool. You have your driver's license, registration, and
Yes, I
insurance
do.
with you. All right, man. So you're gonna receive a citation for wireless communication device handheld while driving. We got to put the phone down as we operate a motor vehicle.
Oh, and you
Okay?
put on there that you saw me with my right hand holding it.
I
Yeah?
did not put that. No, if you want to take it to
But
court.
that's what you said
Okay.
when you pulled me over.
Yes,
Yes,
that's what I
that
said,
you
yes.
saw me holding my
I'm
device
not
with my right hand.
I'm not disagreeing with you. Yes, that's what I said. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So if you want to take it to court,
And that's what you saw.
that's what I said. I said
That's
yes.
what you said you saw.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. If you
Okay.
want to take it to court, option 5 on the back of the ticket. That's how you take
Wow.
that ticket to court. Hey, you have any questions for me?
No, thank you.
Have a good day. This is why you being.
Okay, now let's continue, man.
Court tomorrow for driving with the device in our right hand, but they just sent me the body cam footage, so I thought you guys might like a little treat before tomorrow.
Just it doesn't bother you, huh? Yeah, a lot of times you can.
Maybe it's different because I'm a girl.
Hello, ma'am. Hey, good morning. I'm Deputy Gasala with the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. This is why you're being pulled over. The city of Lake Worth today, we're doing an operation for distracted driver, and you drove past me holding the phone with your right hand, manipulating that phone. I mean, I saw you
So
with the phone in your
obviously
hand.
not. So you want to just call this a day?
now
I
let's
don't
get
want to call
to
it a day.
where
You had
it
a hand
got
up,
dismissed.
You
manipulating
just
the
said
phone.
my right hand.
Of course, I had to go to her page, y'all, because, you know.
Okay, so we had court this morning and dismissed. So apparently it was dismissed over the weekend. Yesterday night when I went and checked the time to make sure that I was going to be there on time, all that jazz. It showed dismissed, but I am not one for taking a chance. So I went ahead and went to court this morning and got a handy dandy paper that says dismissed. And you guys, I cannot make up the reason behind why it was dismissed. It says lack of evidence. Bruh, we knew that already. Okay. Also, side note, you can watch me on CBS mornings this Friday at 7 a.m. So,
you know what? She ain't the prettiest thing, but her vibe is cool. I bet you could have a good time with her, hanging out with her. She's not a knockout. I mean, matter of fact, she be in the gym, no. She be in the gym. You know, she be in the gym.
Extra.
You know, I'm sure she has a cool ass vibe. Hey, she doing her little deadlifts. All right, she doing her little deadlifts. Okay. Okay. She be doing her thing, man. You know what I'm saying? All right, go ahead, get it, mama, get it. I bet she is cool as hell to hang out with. How am I diabolical, bro? What do you mean? What does that even mean? I'm just saying, I'm sure she's cool to hang out with.
Main reasons I chose High Rocks was I felt out of my depth with straight up CrossFit because there are so many two-handed movements in it and so many gymnastics movements that I'm just not going to do. When High Rocks got started and has really developed into what it is now, I felt like it's something that I can very easily transition into, and there's really not.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I bet she's cool, like just cool like that.
With my bestie, like everything fun.
Is she doing the box jumps? Go ahead and get it, mama, get it. All right. Yeah, she pushing the sled. You know what I'm saying?
Big guy.
I'm sure she's cool. I'm sure she's cool. Y'all bugging. It's not about me. What the hell? I'm just saying. I bet she cool.
Bro, what? Guys, conspiracy theories already? It was 2 days. But I do condone that behavior because bravo, okay? Turns out it was just anxiety, which I already knew I had, along with panic attack disorder. And it panicked and disordered Monday. So we had to shut her down. Cut it. Nope.
Okay, she got a black fingernail polish. Everybody knows I like black fingernail polish. I bet she's cool as hell. Y'all get y'all minds out the gutter. Y'all quit being nasty. Let's go here, and then we're gonna get up out of here.
I think you should really make room for a white protagonist. And that's unquote, it's a verbatim quote. Make room for a white protagonist. That is the center of the piece. And I smiled and laughed, and I said to him, you know, I can promise you one thing, that in this film, all the waiters in the film will be white. I was pitching Mississippi Masala. And I had already attached Denzel Washington to it. He was now flavor of the month already with his Oscar from Glory. He didn't have to respond to a first-time filmmaker like myself, but he had seen Salah Bombay, and he said, well, an Asian love story with an African-American, that's something I'll never see, he said. And so he agreed to meet me. So when I was at the studio and I was pitching Mississippi Masala, thinking I had the greatest star with me anyway, so it should be easy, you know. But they listened to the story and they said to me, I think you should really make room for a white protagonist.
Wow. It's a miracle that movie got made. It's a miracle that movie got made. That's crazy. Okay. I think I'm out of here, y'all. Wait, what was the other topic? Oh, Anna Kepner. The Anna Kepner. The stepbrother that took out his stepsister, y'all. He's still free on bond. This is crazy. This is crazy. The young man that offed his, let's go.
And Timothy Hudson has just left the federal courthouse. He is able to live with family despite his first-degree murder charge.
Wow.
He is walking with family as well as his attorney. His family was very emotional in the courtroom, shedding tears. Timothy was quite stoic. His eyes were locked in front of him as prosecutors shared very graphic details about the condition of Anna Kepner's body when she was discovered in that cabin of the cruise ship back in November.
Okay, so let's get an update. Anna Kepner body. So what did they say? What did he do to her? Nasty work, y'all. Nasty work. Where's the sound? There we go.
A teenager accused of killing his stepsister on a cruise ship was able to walk out of court after a judge declined to jail him pending his trial, at least for now.
CBS News, Miami's Manuel Bojorquez is live at the federal courthouse in downtown Miami with more on what happened today in court. Manny.
Well, Jim and Lauren, prosecutors argued that due to the seriousness of the charges, which include first-degree murder, that in their view, Timothy Hudson could be a danger to others and should be held in custody. But the judge said that at least for now, he can remain with relatives under electronic surveillance.
16-year-old Timothy Hudson walked out of court to questions.
Timothy, do you have anything you want to say?
And a throng of media, a sign of the national attention the case has generated.
We're not making any further contact.
He looked remarkably different from his last appearance in February when he was set to be tried as a juvenile. Since then, a judge ruled he will be tried as an adult. The reason CBS News Miami is now showing his face. Hudson is accused of first-degree murder and aggravated sexual abuse in the killing of his 18-year-old stepsister, Anna Kepner. Prosecutors say it happened aboard a Carnival cruise ship November of last year, and that Kepner's body was found under a bed in a cabin she shared with the teen. Her cause of death, mechanical asphyxiation. Today, prosecutors alleged in court that Hudson's DNA was found on Kepner and that he threw her phone away on the ship. His attorney did not answer questions.
Okay, we're done. Thank you.
And Hudson has pleaded not guilty to the charges. The judge said today he would like to consider options for juvenile detention in Hernando County, where Hudson's family lives, before making a final ruling. We're live in downtown.
Must be nice. Must be nice. Must be nice. Let's see, graphic details. Okay, she was assaulted by her younger brother. She was likely placed in a chokehold and squeezed so hard her eardrums burst. Damn.
Others and should be held in custody until his trial. To illustrate the danger, the government disclosed never before shared information about the cruise ship murder. I was outside the Miami federal courthouse as Kepner's stepbrother arrived. Timothy Hudson is just 16 years old. Originally, when this case was being handled as a juvenile matter, a judge allowed Hudson to remain free while living with a family member. But now that a grand jury has charged Hudson as an adult and he's facing possible life in prison, prosecutors are asking a judge to detain him. On the night before the Carnival Horizon returned home to Miami in November, prosecutors say surveillance video from the cruise ship confirms 16-year-old Hudson and his 18-year-old stepsister, Anna Kepner, were alone together in a cabin for about 3 hours. According to prosecutors, Hudson raped his stepsister, leaving his DNA on her body. Based on how Kepner's underwear was found, prosecutors believe it was a violent encounter and not consensual. After the rape, prosecutors say Hudson most likely put Kepner in a chokehold and squeezed her neck for about 3 to 5 minutes until she died. After hiding Kepner's body underneath a bed in the stateroom, prosecutors say Hudson took her cell phone and then walked around the cruise ship until he threw the phone away in a trash can. Hudson, who has pleaded not guilty to aggravated sexual abuse and murder, did not challenge those allegations at this court hearing. Instead, his attorney argued that the 16-year-old boy is not a flight risk and not a danger to others and should be allowed to remain free while awaiting trial. For now, the judge allowed Hudson to return to his uncle's home. But the judge says he is considering the government's request to detain Hudson. Now, keep in mind, federal criminal juvenile cases are extremely rare. There is no federal juvenile detention center. The judge is asking the U.S. Marshals to come up with options where Hudson could be detained, possibly a state-run juvenile detention center, either here in Miami or closer to his family in Central Florida. Reporting in Miami, Mike DeForest, News 6.
Sleep better and save bigger during the Memorial Day.
Okay, that's it. That's it. That's all I got. I'm gonna get off this thing and edit some videos, man. And Cheesy Pete. Disgusting. I asked a question in a poll. I asked, will Marco Rubio replace J.D. Vance in 2028 presidential bid? 64% of you guys said yes. Yeah, Vance is done. Vance is done. Apparently, he leaked some information that only Trump knew. Trump is mad at Vance. Vance would be a damn fool to even try to run in 2028 with all this stench on him from Trump. Like, no. Maybe 2032, but not 2028. No, definitely not 2028. I think Marco Rubio is the strongest Democratic candidate that they have, bar none. So, let's see. Data centers, I'll talk about that with Keep It Techie this weekend. So, I got all my bases covered right now. Tonight's not a data center discussion. Like, it's happening all over the place, and it's not gonna stop the news no time soon. So, all right, I'm out of here, y'all. Thank y'all for coming through. As always, wait, did I get everybody's super chats? El Magic, I got all your super chats. I will stay winning. El Magic. Okay, look at where it's been. Picking to reviewing this. Is okay, cool. Got it. Got all my super chats. Okay, cool. Once again, I appreciate all of you guys, as always. So I'm gonna get out of here and get to work. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all's night, and I'll catch y'all in about 24 hours. Peace.
One of the ops breaks the catch on tape, put him in chase. You live on like a piss, look like a dog, stuff his face. Talking to all my hoes, tell my stand my name Maurice. I've been busting on the side house, she live in the six, I know it's a freeze. These people how they ain't they catch me live and take off the sleeves. Turn it off heads and pop my shit, my shit. I'm fucking you up, like, we know what's okay.
Walking that bitch like, how the hell y'all doing? How y'all feeling today? Ready to turn myself in down at the station. I made a killing today. Always gonna be money. Always gonna be hoes. Always gonna be something. The only thing you got is your word. I put that shit on my mama.